And for me, it's that truth, finding that truth, the truth of the moment of where I am at the time. You know, not trying to cater to a certain demographic. I was around music my whole life. My mom and pop had like a huge record collection, so I started out listening to music early on, and I would just write music. You know, I just had a love from there. I didn't get to it, you know, I got caught into my neighborhood and my surroundings, but I've always taken it with me, and I've always went back to it, and it just got to a point where it was like, make this decision. This is something you really love and you love to do. It's time to really focus on it and get serious about it and give it your all. And once I did that, it was no looking back from there. My advice is just do things that are true to you. Most things that I'm involved with are extension of being creative. You know, Rockaway is a clothing company. It's part of who you are, and hip-hop is your attitude and what you're trying to express, how you dress. I loved sports growing up. I grew up in a household where sports was on 24/7. So these are all things that are comfortable for me. You know, these are things that I like. So I would just say get involved in things that you love, and also have a standard for yourself and have some sort of integrity and try to, you know, find some sort of truth in what you're doing. All the things that you apply in business, you know, they say that he has great instincts. Well, on the streets, having great instincts can be the difference between life and death, not just losing the deal or incarceration, you know, which is less than death. And being a person of high integrity, you know, people want to deal with you in business, in trust, and honorable, a man of your word. All these things come to play in business world. I'm not condoning anything, any street activity. It's just the way it is. It's not about who got more money and who got more houses. You know, you've earned it, buy what you want. But don't forget what's important. Without people, and being rich would be very boring. No one to share with, no one to have. You know what I mean? Like, you just be a rich person, one person on the planet. Just like, well, then what do you do? Things don't happen to you, they happen for you. That's life. Everything is life. It happens for you. Everything is for your greatest good. You can't control the future. I mean, you can control it up to some point. You can't control what others do. You can't control anything. Someone can run a red light, and that's the end of everything. You know, you only can control what you can control. Seeing things from other people's perspective and what other people are going through, you know, helps me a lot.
Was that somebody else that helped you get to that? Is that therapy? Is that group? Is that
part of therapy, but part of being who I am, you know, but definitely a lot of therapy. I've been taught everything but emotional intelligence. You know, that's not what you're taught as a young man growing up in projects. You're taught to survive. I come from the school of making albums. I know right now, you know, everything being digital and everything being so fast and everything that, you know, separate and people, you know. I try to make albums because for me, it's a capsule of time. You know, it's not just music for me. You know, for me, it's where I was at this moment or what I'm trying to capture. And what I'm trying to capture, the blueprint is, you know, what I call a new classic, because it's influenced by the Marvin Gaye's and the generation before us, but it's not a recreation of what they've done. My interpretation of it, and it's me making my mark. It's saying, here, this is what I want to be remembered as right here. I think every move made, like we're going to compare it to chess, I think every move made is to be learned from, whether it was a good or a bad move. And I think it all sets you on a path. So in order for me to take back any of those moves, I would have to be unhappy with where I am now. And where I am now is, I couldn't even imagine in my wildest dreams that I would be here. So for me to take any of those moves back would be affecting the natural course of where I am now. So I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I mean, of course, there are things in life that you say I could have done differently, but knowing that and being aware of that, for me, it's helped me. You know, every chess move that I made, I was like, he's gonna do that. It's like, it was followed up because I learned from that one. Okay, now I have to change my strategy because, you know, I moved that there, he's gonna move there. Now I have to move this over here. So at the end of the game, I believe I trapped the queen in the corner, to use a great analogy, and I have the king in my side. So I'm pretty happy with where I am. That meant most to me, and always coming up, I always believed in the way you live your life, you affect the outcome of your life, you know, calm and everything. So I just want to be remembered as a very honest and straight up guy. You know, I'm pretty much a mirror. If someone's cool with me, like energies attract, right? You give off energy, you get that energy back. So just a person that was of the utmost integrity, you know, honest, very hardworking, and someone who really cared about the culture. Because at the end of the day, that's what I'm pushing everyone for. I always had that in the back of my mind, and then I got to a point where I was like, man, I don't want to ever just do it to do it. And then it was this opportunity. So those two things combining led to the retirement. And then, of course, the love for it. Like with anything else, the love for making music, you know, start pulling me back to the studio. And it was like, yeah, for me, I was happy about it. Because I was like, yeah, that's the feeling I want. Go in with making an album. I want